Hello, everybody. How's it going? Alright, let me tempt my souls. Quiet down, woman, and just deal me some life gems. Let's go fight a dragon. No, it's the wrong one. Hopefully everyone's doing well today. Hey, Ghost Manon. Long time no see. Huh. Okay. Well, let's buff. Actually, I might switch this for lingering. This is a long fight, and I don't need the DPS so much as the staying power. I totally forgot how to fight Sinh. Yeah. My timing is way off. The one time I did beat Sinh on my first run, it was like... I barely remember what happened. Alright, well, let's try this again. There's a ring in the back, and in my normal, like, melee builds, like, I rush for it and restart the fight, but, like... Okay. It's pretty good damage on... Oh, wrong way. Hey, Toby. Ah, there's Toxic. I forgot he does Toxic. Hey, Fop. The music is great. Yeah. Hey Kill, hey Metsky, hey Fop. Just working out how to beat Sin on this build. I'm thinking I need to be a little faster. It was a mid-spell, couldn't kill it. Yeah. So weird. So Sin is made of stone. The funniest thing is, like, you guys can go back to see this, but on my first playthrough, he broke my claymore with like 150 some odd HP to go, and I'm bad at menuing. That's like my big weakness, because I just hold the controller normally. I don't use like claw or whatever the speedrunners use to menu really quickly, so I can't menu that quick. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be doing 14 damage now. I should have had that dodge. Right into his legs. Keeps breaking my lock-on. Yeah, I knew I was gonna get hit by that. Early. Meh. Grazed. Oof. Where'd he go? Such a big dragon. I need to get out of that. Shit. Damn it. That was really close. Alright, I think I got it. He does blend in with the cave rocks. It's like... very much... I've lost my hair! Let's see here. What do we got for spells? Actually, let me reorder my spells around. So this one first. That's second. Third. And that one. Mostly so they're in better order. Abbess Fiva, who actually might be the character that Licia kills for her stuff. Who knows though. Oh right, and we got Yorgh's ring, which is useful for this fight. When FromSoft puts down a ring in the middle of a boss fight, they kind of expect you to use it. But I don't really have room for it. Ring of Sir Yorgh, who sought the blood of a dragon and invaded Shulva, can deflect spells. It's like, what, a really small percentage? When Sir Yorgh faced Sinh, the slumbering dragon, he drew blood with a flash of his steel, but Sinh responded by spewing forth the poison that had long brewed within him, blanketing the city in a miasmic cloud. It's useful. Not really for this build though, but... Okay. Damn it. Yeah, I'll just start this again. I'll try it. Because I know I used to do that in Dark Souls 1 to keep all my crap together. Homing Crystal Soul Mask gets dropped when you pass through the mist. Yeah. We'll try it. But I think it cancels. Oh, no, maybe not. But Homing Crystal Soul Mask gets dropped when you pass through the mist, so... Oof, I was late. Yeah, I was late there. That was a bad sequence. So, yeah, you can see the spear that Sir Yorgh drove through the guy's side. Can you imagine just being a dragon and you're like, la-di-da, I'm a dragon, having fun, being cool, people sing to me, and then they're like, some jerkwad comes over and he's like, I want your blood, I could care less about you. What the heck? Not a good start. Damn it. What the heck? You interrupted my nap! Yeah, definitely. You know, it's funny, fighting a dragon that doesn't have nearly the moveset Midir does. Here's my hot take. I like fighting Midir a lot. Lock-on is being a pain in the butt. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm just getting hit by random... His hitboxes are a lot huger than I remember them being. Huge hitboxes. Mercury is so nuts on Midir, oh my god. That's it for that. What the heck? Smack. It's a good shot of his wound there. I feel way more passive than I want to. That's the thing about this, in Magic and DS2. I feel way more passive than I want to be. Knights. The Abbess. And some dude right behind me. And Eddie! So Sinh is pretty straightforward, it's just dodge is hard. His Bull Rush killing me the whole night. And the fact that lock-on does not want to... The heck is that hitbox, man? Midir is the name of a god in the Irish pantheon, and like my quick googling of it, it's another name for Gwyn. And the story of Midir is Midir went to some dude's banquet, a king, and he fell in love with the king's wife, and he wanted to take her away, but the problem was the king was not happy about it. So Midir turned his wife and a bunch of other ladies, including the king's daughter, into swans, and he told the king, if you pick your wife from this lineup of swan ladies, I will leave and I won't return or whatever. The king chose his daughter in swan form, and so Midir took off with the wife. Yeah, he'll have new dialogue, yeah. He'll actually bless the crown. And now I won't have to spend freaking humanities to get my hair back. Alright. And so that's what Midir in the Irish mythology did. He crept on some guy's wife, turned her into a swan, and then pieced out with her. The ceiling is so cool. Yeah. Hey, Vendrick. Get out of the way! Jeez. See him out, Justice. That should be repeated. Yeah. Let's see a cool thing. There's a Feldstadt right there. Alright, so let's unpack what we just witnessed there. So, the depression of Vendrick is near and complete and total. He knew himself not to be a real king. Maybe because he couldn't see what it was that was next to him, or he refused to do what was necessary with Nashandra. It's hard to see the thing right next to you, and I think he decided that he doesn't really deserve very much of anything, or deserve to be king because of it. He doesn't see himself as a king. He didn't take the true throne. In my opinion, he never linked the fire, I don't think. I think what happened was he failed to link the fire. He didn't take the true throne. What did happen was Aldea propped up this age as a sort of stopgap measure, which probably explains why he bound himself. Part of the reasons why he bound himself to the bonfires, because the bonfires are all linked to the first flame too. So maybe Aldea himself is propping up the age. He still, yeah, exactly. He still loved her, so what can he do? But what is a king is the central theme of that story. And it's one of the questions, because Dark Souls 2 asks a lot of questions in its lore. And it doesn't really give you an answer. It gives you other people's answers, and they kind of conflict, and you're supposed to come up with your own answers. My dog is here. He requests petting, and he's staring at the PS4 light like, what's going on? Yeah, that's right, Loki. It asks you, what is a king? Aldea thinks this whole life is a lie, and it very well might be. Aldea thinks this body is fake, too. That our true selves is the humanity sprite, and not like a body we've been indoctrinated to think is ours. Yeah, Loki's a good dog. If you haven't seen him, he's got his own command. He usually comes in here and he watches. Hey, Zed. But yeah, like, Dark Souls 2 asks a lot of questions, and it doesn't really provide answers. It provides what people think are the answers, and not like the answer, which is its quiet brilliance, I think. Because it doesn't pretend to know the answers. Like, Vendrick says his answer was the wrong one, and he's not a king, or he doesn't feel like he is a king. And Vendrick was losing. We learned from the memories that Vendrick was losing his men, the trust in them. Like, because Drummond is like, what the hell happened to Vendrick? And then Vendrick pieced out in the middle of the war, just as technically the Giants won. So yeah, I think Aldea is propping up this age as a sort of imitation king. Vendrick might be a king in thinking he isn't one, and very Socrates in that way. Yeah, like, what makes a monarch over a pawn of fate? So, Crown of the Sunken King. And I'll get to something about FromSoft and crowns in a little bit. Crown of the Sunken King, who once ruled this land. The king erected the eternal sanctum below the earth to worship the great dragon, but the towering bulwark crumbled with the city shortly after the dragon's awakening. But these were events of long ago, and today no one even remembers the king's name. So, first of all, FromSoft loves crowns. FromSoft loves crowns. In quite a few of their games, there's a crown in it. Even The Adventures of Cookies and Cream has a crown in it. FromSoft loves crowns. In Dark Souls in particular, the major crowns are Gwyn's crown, which you can get in New Game Plus, which states that it had power, but after Gwyn, like, cut his soul apart, it lost its power. And I'm just going to turn off the music there. And so it's just a symbol. In Dark Souls 2, you get the 3 crowns from the DLCs and Vendrick's crown, which all have different shades of power, which makes one wonder what Gwyn's crown might have given him in its heyday. And then you have the crown of Wolnir in Dark Souls 3. Sullivan also wears a crown. And, yeah. Yeah, seriously. Old Moonlight Crown would be the frummiest cameo. Yeah, Nameless King has his crown. Looks just like Gwyn's crown, but I don't think it has any powers either. Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the crowns. Bloodborne has the Crown of Illusions. And stuff like that. So yeah, crowns are pretty much everywhere. This, I'm trying to switch. So each of the crowns from the DLCs have different abilities, and they have different drawbacks. This one will lower my health by 1 level and my strength by 1 level, but it bumps my intelligence by 1, my dex by 1, and some other things. Crowns are important in FromSoft lore, but in Dark Souls in particular, crowns are importante. The other thing about a crown in Dark Souls 2 is that it prevents curse. So, any of the crowns. So, once I get a crown, I just throw it on my head and I leave it there. Prince Lothric's crown is his armor. The prayer robes. It has gold stuff in the back. The prayer robes, I believe, are made from the Witch of Izalith robes because they are very similar. Get some of that. Get a slot. Don't need any more intelligence. 4 ADP. So besides crowns being a FromSoft trope, they are also symbols of your monarchy. I know, right? And like that goes back to one of the reasons why Vendrick might not be very happy with himself. He found an answer to the curse, but he didn't find the answer. An answer only saves himself. It doesn't save everybody else. The problem is, and Aldia kind of alludes to this, there is no cure for the curse, because the curse is just living in and of having identity and agency like we believe. The actual state of humanity, we saw that. We saw that in Dark Souls 1, Artorias of the Abyss, the humanity sprites. They act and live as one. They don't seem to have identities like we in the game have identities, which might make Lucatiel even more of a tragedy, because she wants to keep her identity because she was given it, but identities are kind of a lie. The true curse is being alive. Yeah, because when you're alive, you want things. When you're alive, you don't want to die. When you're alive, you strive and you fight and you fail and you succeed, but you still die anyway. That's the real curse. Undeath might actually be a blessing. And Solden. Oh, this is the successor of his quest. Yeah, the only solution is to die, and there's no death in this game. No true death, anyway. Solden is very happy now. He's wearing the Demon Souls armor. The Demon Souls hero armor, anyway. Well, Dark Souls isn't a happy game. It's actually kind of nihilistic at times. Aldia himself is quite nihilistic, because he's seen everything, being bound to the bonfires like he is. I mean, I'm not agreeing with it, I'm just explaining that's what the game is telling us. That individuality and life and agency is a lie in some way, shape, or form. That being born and having a family and like having your own memories and stuff like that is actually the curse, because when you are alive, you want. We have one more guy to get. So it is. It's not that one. It's this one. Is it fatalistic? Yes. Being alive makes you want. Makes you greedy. So back to Eleum Loyce. I mean, Aldia loves quoting himself some Macbeth, so. But then the transhumanism is better served in Bloodborne than it is in Dark Souls. I dodged that. Painter Girl, also known as God. She might as well be. Ivory Warrior Ring. I think this is also Sorg's ring in Dark Souls 3. Yes. Ring of the Guardians of Eleum Loyce. Attacks greatly decrease enemy stamina. Eleum Loyce existed to subdue the raging flame. When the ivory gates were flung open, the land grew cold and lifeless. Yeah, that's Sorg's ring in 3. Smooth and silky stones. By the way, I wonder if smooth and silky stones are so coveted by the hollows in Dark Souls 2 because they look like eggs. He has Black Iron Tarkus's armor and shield. He has Eleum Loyce's ring and the Fume Knight. I don't think he has anything from Shulva. No! I hate you, Sonic! So much! Totally forgot they were there. Bah. The real boss, the real mini boss of the area, Sonic. Wait, which way is it? This way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they intentionally mean Gnosticism. Because it also says that life is a lie. especially when Aldea starts quoting Macbeth, or basically. Life is a poor player, a walking shadow that struts and frets upon stage and is no more. Life is full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Yeah, no. Go ahead, like, who cares? But, like, Gnosticism is way more hopeful than what Dark Souls 2, like, concludes itself. So, this is classical Dark Souls 2's Bonfire Management system. It makes things way harder in between bonfires, but it gives you bonfires, like, right after them. I think Dark Souls 2 is actually a lot more hopeful than Dark Souls 2. Like, Dark Souls 3 is more hopeful than Dark Souls 2. And I think most of that is because Dark Souls 3 is essentially the Book of Revelation's Dark Souls style. And eschatology actually comes from a bit of hope in a way too, because it's all part of a plan and there's always a new start, especially with there being the painting girl. All of these giants are alive. You can see it here. That guy's alive. If you kill this guy near this giant, he turns alive. So you can generally screw yourself if you don't take the lay of the land here. I just kind of run this. I'm dead. I got run into. But yeah, your destination is right there, and that's an elevator. You're done with that section. Alright, I opened a new door. Yeah, it's over here. Nope, go away. See you nerds later, jerkwads. And just in case I get run over by the boulder, I'll throw that back down. Alright, so lay of the land, you've got 3 nerds there. You've got a big boulder up there. First time I did this, I actually got hit by the hitbox. Magic arrow, sure. I just need to hit it. Best FromSoft shortcut ever. And that's Azal's staff. Staff of Azal, Sage of Ferosa. Rather roughly crafted, but imbued with the magic of Azal. Greatly intensifies spells, but also drastically reduces spell usages. This staff, unfit for the unexperienced, is evidence of Sage Azal's prowess. No. That's for FOP. No. You'll have to, like, fight these nerds if you get onto the bridge. But the boulder is pretty good. It's nice. It's a nice reward for being observant. Sonic. The real boss of the area is the Sonic guy. Trying to get a lock on them. My hot take is they are worse than Bone Wheels. Even Dark Souls 1 Bone Wheels. Fight me on that. Seriously, gotta go fast. Am I gonna separate these guys? Just want one of you. There should be one more and a lance guy. command grabs in Dark Souls 2. Well, good. Well, good, as you should have. Just dropped with me. Alright, I'm gonna switch bonfires, because this is now not the closest one. Trying to think if there's a better route down there, because it is that tower right over there. Ah, dang it. Ran out of stamina. Almost there, too. Bah. Let's try the... golem thing. Wow, did you guys see that build? Shield, Hexer, Hat, Staff of Wisdom. Ah, rolling is the wrong thing to do with those guys. Yep. could have tanked the Sonics if I didn't roll. My hair, Ooh. No, I usually don't really read comics too much, but if somebody points it out to me... No, Ring of Whispers does not work for anything other than, like, Tark. I'm sure it'd work on Najka if like Najka wanted to talk at all. So I'm just gonna run this. Yeah, go ahead and link it. I don't think Moobot's gonna kill you for linking. Ah, come on. This way. Yeah. You're right, kill Illuminati. Because then Vendrick does some stuff and... La da da. Do 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 do. Alright, one more Sonic. You, sir, are a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about you. Use your homeward bone and get the heck out. Alright, now that we've found all of the Eleum Loyce knighthood, or the remaining bits, we can go to war. His crown he hides away in the Shrine of Amana, and if I was Chandra, I wouldn't want to go to the Shrine of Amana either. If you do not finish Lucatiel's quest, and by finishing means talking to her, her summon sign's around here too. By the way, and I forgot to mention this, but when you first get in here, and from that bonfire right behind that door that I'm pointing at, it looks like an eye when the ice is through it. It's one of those neat things. Alright. Alright. Let's do it. Oh yeah, here she goes. So you can summon her if you want to. She's here. Like I said, I think on Twitter, after the Shrine of Mira, every NPC in the game suddenly does not matter except Benhart and Lucatiel. There's like brand new NPCs that you can just randomly summon in Scholar, also known as the Scholar NPCs, but like Benhart and Lucatiel are the only two that really survived the Shrine of Winter transition. This is probably the most badass opening to a boss fight From has ever done, to be honest. They're all ready to go, man. One guy's got a scythe. Two guys got swords. That guy's got an axe. They're ready to go, man. Let's do it. We did it better than Midir! Plop. That guy's got a hammer. He hurts. The Pyromancer is actually really interesting because Eleum Loyce is a bunch of sorcerers. Ah, dang it! Freaking hell! Yeah, so I think he's a result of chaos because like Eleum Loyce is a bunch of sorcerers, and so when you get a bunch of sorcerers. Blah. That sucked. I really need to hang out and let the guys do their work. Actually, no, I'll just do that. Twilight Herb 4. Spells. Crystal Magic Weapon for the actual boss. Man, they mad at me. Break lock on for a moment. You guys suck. Once again, my Claymore build, like, made this way easier. This is way harder in this build. Might need to throw on steel protection. So I can tank a hit a bit better. Alright guys, pep talk. Get good. Oh, that'd be great! Power stancing? That would be incredible. Pyromancer is gonna... synchronized swimming over there. I'm dead. So as the fight goes on, the Eleum Loyce guys will start freezing the portals. And once the portals are all frozen over, then you get the real boss. These guys don't seem to really care very much about my magic. Loki, come here. How is Fume Knight against magic anyway? I like how you just kind of land on your feet. Why does that guy have cast light on his head? What are you doing over there, Eleum Loyce Knight? Do you need cast light? No, you don't need cast light. What in the world? I'm amused. I'm amused by the guy's bad spell choices. I got super distracted. Have you seen his helmet? Oh gosh. I bet all the other sorcerer knights make fun of him. They're like, why do you have cast light? You never know, man. Oh great, now we have another Pyromancer. I might have to summon in Lucatiel for the actual Fire Flower. Somebody just died. Damn it. thought he was dead. Cast light, it'll help. Yeah, that's what that knight is saying right now from beneath his, like, ice thing. I was like, cast light, man. Cast light. It'll help. Yeah, now the real fight begins. Real Dark Souls 2 begins with New Game Plus. His backflips are so cool. I'm dead. All right. Shit. Yep. I should have had that, but I got knocked out of my timing. His armor is super cool. There's a face on his helmet. We did pick up a Loyce Soul during the hullabaloo. Where does it get stuck? Where's the Loyce Soul I picked up? I did pick up a Loyce Soul, right? Huh. Yeah, it was a shield. Charred shield of the Knights of Loyce, burned black by flame. Gradually restores HP while equipped. These Knights of Loyce lacked all sense of self, and were driven only by the urge to expunge any who might disturb the flame, even former compatriots. This is a Twiggy Shay. I still really like that you land on your feet. Okay. Ooh, crap. And notice also that his knights don't have that same face. Like, they have the same shape, but, like, their faces are gone. I think I'm going to bring Lucatiel for the extra firepower during the first part. Don't really want her during the second part because I like fighting the burnt Ivory King by himself because it's like a nice duel, but meh. Yeah, like the face removals are all gone. Like you have to look really close to the burnt Ivory King, but the burnt Ivory King has a face where there's holes for the charred guys. These guys have a normal lap hat, but definitely. Damn, Lucatiel actually putting in work. drop that. I got the Loyce helm. One guy survived that. Good job, Scythe dude. You're a cool dude. His entrance is so good! It's so good! Lucatiel's gonna die so hard. See you later, Lucatiel. Frickin'. I should probably see if I have any AoE spells. Alright, finally, a Loyce Soul. Come on. There we go. Loyce Souls. Soul of the Knights of Loyce. The Knights of Loyce were taken by chaos and lost all sense of purpose and being. The few woeful souls that trudged back home were guided by some faint vestige of self. The soul is pure sorrow, and only Alsanna can put it to rest. Why in the world does my miracle build have 30 some odd humanities? Getting 50 of those Loyce Souls gets you something nice. My souls. Look at this cluster over here. He's so cool. It's so true. Everybody's in my way. Rapiers are only so big. I had no stamina. Command grabs, I'm dead. Well, that was a 1 HP. was awesome. I love duels like that. A faint heat lingers in the ancient crown. Does it say try jumping? No, doesn't say try jumping. I'm disappointed in you, message. I got super lucky during that. I got super lucky like 3 times during that duel. See what Alsanna says. In a way, she overcame her fears, even though she is fear itself. So here's a crazy timeline for all of you to mull over. Agdan, earlier in the game, said death is a she. He gendered death and dark as a woman. What if it's not figurative that death and dark is a woman? Manus, the primeval human, in Elizabeth's words, was her father, and she personifies death in that dialogues as if death and dark itself was her mother. And so the chosen undead did, in fact, overcome dark. He did, in fact, destroy the dark by doing what he did. But the dark, like the T-2000 and the best Terminator, Terminator 2, shattered into many different pieces. And the children of Manus and the dark were born. She's actually rather forthcoming about pretty much everything. Death and dark are less concepts and maybe had its own will. Because I argue that the first flame has its will. What if the dark and death have a will of its own also? A sort of sentience. Yeah, like, these two are an actual relationship, it seems. Like, we don't know things from the burnt Ivory King side. But this seems not as toxic as Alina and Sinh, pun intended, and Nishandra and Vendrick. Nishandra and Vendrick are a toxic relationship, but they kind of deserve each other. The thing is, he assuaged her fears. She's the personification of fear, and he gave her comfort. He saw who she was, and he comforted her, and he gave her what she needed. And so she will cling to her lord's wishes as much as possible, which is similar to Nadalia, but Nadalia never met her lord. She's in love with an idea. So that's your clue. That dialogue right there was your clue that, hey, Loyce Souls are a thing. I've only got like one of them. You need 50 of them. I might farm those off camera on this character. So next time, if you see my game timer jump like a couple hours, that would probably be the reason why. Nadalia's loneliness. They're very tarot card in some ways. Nadalia is loneliness. Alsanna is fear. Nishandra is want. And Alsanna is wrath. We never meet regret. Let's go shopping. Got a lot of souls. Let's go shopping. This guy's a jerk now. If you come to him with zero armor, he gives you some pity stuff. Souls, glorious souls. I need one of these to grab some things. This is Veldstad stuff. I want to get the Ivory King's armor. Why can't I have the Ivory King's armor? Oh, here's a new one. This is Alva. Helm worn by Alva the Wayfarer. Light, but offers very high defense. Alva crossed many a land in search of a cure for Saint Soretta's sickness, but failed and relinquished his knighthood. Alva was once racked with guilt and remorse, but rediscovered his purpose in life with the aid of the witch, who once plotted against him. Ah, true love. Saints are usually clerics, so... That timeline is pretty simple. He went on a knighthood quest, you know, like to slay a dragon and stuff like that. But for him, he wanted to find a cure. He failed, and he came back. We'll learn more a little bit about Zuli a little bit later. Or you can just read it in Dark Souls 3. She's in Dark Souls 3. She's a jerk in Dark Souls 3. Also, if you light up all of the torches in the gutter, she'll invade you and be a jerk. I might try and do that, but I have most of them on. I don't know which ones I'm missing. Jerk. A knave. Oh wait, where am I going? Straight. I wanted to see what Straight has. And then we'll go see what Ornifex has. I'm not sure if... Is it in vanilla? I'm pretty sure it's in vanilla. Yeah, you can get her stuff early if you defeat her in that invasion. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait and do Navlan's quest to get her stuff. Straight, okay. It's a pain in the butt, because there are some really out of the way torches to light in the gutter. Let's see what he got. He's got all of the Forlorn armor. Cast light, he says. Oh, the Bident from the Gargoyles. Two-pronged spear. Gargoyles are said to guard castles and forts from ill fortune, and they have appeared in many forms in all the great lands throughout history. Even in our lore, or folk tales, gargoyles are put on castles to ward off ill fortune. That's why they're all over castles in real life, too. Some of them are so meticulously crafted that they look as though they might come to life. No, really? Last giant. This weapon resembles a primitive stone tool, but is quite powerful owing to its immense size. King Vendrick disappeared as of the war with the giants reached its ferocious peak, leaving his castle. Some swear that upon hearing the news, the queen's face remained as still as her portrait. She was pissed! It's a smelter sword. Witch wife sword. I can't, like, use any of these things, but... Well, I'm going to Ornifex now. I was just, checking to see if there's anything new. Yeah, like, this character will ever be able to use an ultra great sword. Get out of here, jerks. I'm afraid the homing soul masses will kill artifacts. So... I'm gonna try this again. Really? Really? Yeah, that's right. Be afraid. Fire bad. Well, I guess Ornifex is dead. RIP. Yeah, she's gone. I tried, dude. Tried. She might have a tombstone. I don't know where it is. I didn't kill her, though. That's the thing. I don't know when she got killed. I left as soon as the door got broken. I don't know. She was right there, and then I left because the door got broke to kill all these spiders. And that guy. But she gone. Let's see if the partner can deal with it. Yeah, RIP, seriously. Ornifex is very fragile. Very cool. I know most of the guys' tombstones are in Majula, but I don't know where I didn't know where she was. Yeah, I've not sinned, so I didn't kill her. Ornifex, why you gotta be so fragile? Why you gotta live in such a rough part of town? Shaded Woods is... Oh yeah, Now that I have the Eye of the Priestess, you can see these guys. And I can kill them now! Yep, I'm heading there. I'm heading there. I am going... I have to go to Vendrick too, because he's got to have some new dialogue for the second crown. I do hear her. Ornifex? Weird. Maybe I'm confusing characters. Maybe I never opened her up anyway. I think I am confusing characters. I have a miracle build. I'm playing it basically the same time as this character by myself, and then there's this character. Ornifex is Velka there. Ornifex is Velka. She's also a dragon. Seriously. Ornifex, hi. Just down the way. Thank you for the fragrant branch of your back. The twinklings. And the faint stone. Oops, wrong bonfire. Hey Loki. Wow, 2.5 hours already? Jeepers. We basically killed 2 final bosses anyway tonight, so... I don't feel too bad. Can you imagine basilisks? Like the union of basilisks, like... Ah, no. Damn it. Thought I had the first hit. Hunter M, do you realize the pun you wrote there? Not gonna fly? Don't think I didn't see that. Oh, I'm not gonna fly. I am a terrible person for loving puns the way I do. Well, bye then. And because I don't live in a barn. Orange. You're the weirdest blacksmith ever because you don't have a hammer. I'm pretty sure she is one of the crow the Corvians from DS1. Except they've migrated out of the painted world here and there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's Corvian. I'm pretty sure they're all the same thing. They're all the same people. Okay, so we have quite a few things to go through. Yeah, like I can... like I can wield this ever. Alright, yeah. She became a smith and found some purpose, so why would she be in the painted world? Okay, is there anything I can actually use here? No. It's this one, right? Ivory King Ultra Greatsword? I'm gonna just read them while I wait for chat to catch up. Ivory Straight Sword, Sword of Fabian, Knight of Eleum Loyce. I don't have Vendrick's soul yet. The blade, crafted with ivory ore, native to the land, harnesses souls to slash at foes. Sir Fabian led the loyal Knights of Eleum Loyce straight into the depths of chaos to exterminate the terrible things that dwelled there. But not one of the selfless knights returned. The thing that confuses me with all of the Eleum Loyce item descriptions is that they seem to contradict each other. It says not one of the selfless knights returned, so they don't mean all of the knights of Eleum Loyce, right? Because we found 4 of them. We fought with them. This comes from Ava. Yeah, that's from Ava. Thorned Greatsword. A greatsword forged from the soul of the Looking Glass Knight. Strong attack unleashes its latent power. Fearing something wicked, the king fled the castle and never returned, but his warrior, forever true to his command, stands ready to expunge those who would challenge them. And there's a special attack on it. Lost Sinner's Sword, which I hear is sadly not that great. Yeah, the ones that went in? Yeah. Because they all got charred, right? So it removed their lie of life. And it hollowed them. The true nature of this sword is unknown, even to the lost sinner herself. Those who choose this sword will share the burden of the lost sinner's misdeeds. A Drake Wing Ultra Greatsword. And this is from the Guardian Dragon. A sword decorated with drake wings. Use strong attack to unleash its latent power. The blade of this sword is split into 2 and is best swung in smashing motions rather than slices. Drakes are likely descendants of the ancient dragons, and although their strength pales in comparison to what is described in legend to mere humans, they are still mighty beasts, aka still annoying. Ivory King Ultra Greatsword. It is said that the Ivory King was once the highest ranking knight in his home of Ferosa, famed for its god of war. Once again, more Ferosa stuff. And side note, I kind of think Lothric has its roots in Ferosa also, but that's just me. After taking his crown, they say he was the first to swing his sword in times of need, be it for his homeland or his people. So, the Eleum Loyce Ivory King guy is pretty selfless. Probably built homes for the needy in the weekend. Swung his sword to, like, end some people. But in a very the giver move, if you wanted to leave Eleum Loyce, you get expunged, and then you get killed by 2 big cats. So, there's the darkness there. Spiderfang. Curved sword forged from the soul of Duke's Freya. Its blade is coated with sticky silk that is cast with each strong attack, slowing enemy movement. Supposedly, the Duke himself, an eccentric soul fascinated with spiders, went on to take the form that was far from human. And you'd think that would be the Lord who owned Brightstone Cove that we find in the Lord's chamber, because he's got Vulcan clothing on and stuff like that, on Seldora clothing. The same as, what's-his-face. But, you know, it's not the new thing for a human to turn into a monster. Covetous Demon says hi. This is the same thing. I hear good things about Spider Silk for a Dex build. Butcher's Knife. An oddly large butcher's knife. Not your standard weapon, but certainly deadly enough to be utilized as one. Absorbs the HP of foes. Who in their right mind would create such a thing? Perhaps it is best not to dwell on how it was likely used in the past. Yeah, Mithra also says hi. Great Hammer of the Royal Aegis. The power of this hammer's blessing has not faded completely, despite it being exposed to the dark of the Undead Crypt. Unlike his own soul, which got subsumed by dark, Sir Veldstadt, known as the Royal Aegis, gave himself to the king in both life and death. Iron King Hammer. I wonder if this Iron King Hammer becomes the Iron King Hammer in Dark Souls 3. Spitfire Spear. I know I already read that sometime. A Spitfire Spear. A spear said to have been forged in Aldea. Contains the power of Great Flame, which is unleashed in a strong attack. The mysterious Lord Aldea secluded himself inside a manor to conduct various experiments. Those invited to the manor disappeared, replaced over time with malformed beasts that roamed the halls. So, there's your confirmation that pretty much all the Rhino dudes and all of the mimics in Dark Souls 2 and all of the random beasts that you found throughout Aldea's mansion are people turned into those things because Aldea was a creepazoid. And that he was turning people into beasts for reasons. Which is also why I think he created Tark and Najka. And Tark suggests that their, quote, master created them because their master was terribly lonely. Which is also why I think, if you believe that Aldea created Najka and Tark, that Aldea was jealous of Vendrick and Ashandra because he was terribly lonely. Dragon Slayer Spear. Yeah, kind of akin to the Healing Church. He would not be amiss in the Healing Church. Although, would he be in the choir or would he be in the School of Mensis? I could see him and Nicolas Cage like talking into the wee hours of the morning. A Ranseur, forged from the soul of the old Dragon Slayer. The spear of the knight, known as the Dragon Slayer, was imbued with the power of lightning and shattered the stone scales of dragons. Yorgh's spear. After his defeat of the Sunken king, Sir Yorgh pierced Sinh, the slumbering dragon, with the spear to claim. So the Sunken king got killed by Yorgh. Yorgh dueled him, and the Sunken king got killed because spear damage and thrust damage in Dark Souls 2 is OP. But Sinh immediately awoke, spewing a poisonous fog that blanketed the city in death, and Sir Yorgh disappeared into the eternal sanctum. Wrathful Axe, which, by the way, if you are trying to get the most bang for your buck from Ornifex, this is what you buy, because it is the most expensive thing to buy after you get the free thing. This would be the most expensive thing. Requires 28 faith, which I think is kind of interesting in and of itself. So Alsanna, Child of Dark, was the wrath of Manus and the Dark, but she also had a whole lot of faith. When the Abyss dissipated, the things that called it home were fragmented and scattered across the realm. So the Abyss was defeated, and it dissipated. But, like, it's kind of like Terminator 2000. Yeah, and most of the enemies there use miracles, or miracle-based hexes. Eventually, these pieces regained form in ways that hinted at humanity's true nature. And again, whether you like it or not, Dark Souls 2 kind of tries to lead you into a fatalistic kind of conclusion of what humanity might actually be. King's Mirror. The looking glass at the castle is said to have been a passage to another world. And this is kind of why I keep saying that amongst Aldia's experiments to resurrect things and to create monsters and stuff like that, he was fascinated mostly with the multi-worlds thing of Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2, more than even Dark Souls 1 or 3, hammer on about the fact that there are more than one version of the world at any one time. And it seems like one of the things Aldia was fascinated by, especially at the end, was the multi-world. What else has she got? Stuff I have already. She's got the Murakumo. Yeah. And so, like, Dark Souls 2 really hammers on about that pretty hard. And it might actually be the last thing Aldia was fascinated by. Which I think might also be why Aldia he experimented on the Forlorn, which was a knighthood company, and he removed... What are you doing here? Get out of here. Rude. Anyway, so Aldia experimented with the Forlorn. He unmoored them from their home world, and it failed in some way, but it didn't fail in others. But the Forlorn lost their home world, their anchor world, as it were. And so, like, they're a tragedy in and of itself, but it gave Aldia more the idea of what he needed to do. Apparently not. Because, like, Aldia's bound to the first flame. And so maybe, like, there's different licks of flame, there's a lot of different worlds, but there's only one flame. So maybe there's a lot there, and I think a lot of it has to do with his fascination with the multi-world theory. And remember, Aldia did fail. He sought to shatter the yoke of fate, but failed. And so he's imprisoned himself in the flame, in the bonfires. And he might also be propping up this age himself, because I don't think Vendrick actually linked the fire at any point. He, like, pieced out before he did that. And that's why Nashandra couldn't get to the actual throne, because she probably wanted Vendrick to take the throne, and right when he was about to take the throne, stab him in the back and take it herself. So I think Aldia is propping this entire age up. It's funny, because each of the Dark Souls games kind of starts at different points towards the point of no return. Like Dark Souls 1, it's as normal as you're ever going to get. In Dark Souls 2, it got linked kinda, but it's being kind of propped up. In Dark Souls 3, there was nobody to even prop it up. So you've passed the point of no return with Dark Souls 3 when you start the game. It's kind of fun. And again, I wanted to mention that the reason why like Dark Souls 1 and 2 seem so distant from each other is consider this circle right here to be the cycle. It's all one cycle. These boulders are Dark Souls 1. This would be Dark Souls 2, and then like over here or over here would be like Dark Souls 3. So like it's probably closer to like one of them or one. So it's all one circle, but like 1 and then 2 are on opposite ends of that circle. And so like the tide coming in and out. Or a sine wave. Stuff like that. What is the fascination with horses, player base? Alright. So we're almost about that time, so any observations, questions, thoughts, blah blah blah, while I stare at a crystal lizard rock. And a Buddha in the background. I had a discussion with somebody on Twitter about that very thing. About, like, why Dark Souls 2 is so divorced from Dark Souls 1. So, before I call it a night, because I almost forgot, let's read the Ivory King crown. All of the dragons in Dark Souls 2 are fake. They're not real dragons. The Ashen Mist Heart tells you as much, and it's actually a big clue as to the dragon in the Dragon Shrine is also fake, and why it's a giant. So maybe I'm not understanding the point there. But, crown of the Ivory King who once ruled this land. Far to the north, a king built a great cathedral to appease the raging flame. But when he sensed the degradation of his soul, he left without a word, leaving everything to Alsanna, who had, unbeknownst, found a place at his side. But these were events of long ago, and today no one even remembers the king's name. Yeah, like, pretty much the guardian dragons are all kind of fake. The big dragon is fake. The ancient dragon's memories says as much. What happened there is, I think, Aldia and his ilk stole that dragon and killed it, and then installed their giant dragon. I think Shalquar, somebody says straight out it's fake. Just like there's fake demons. Everything's fake in Dark Souls 2. Doing this Lorethrough has made me go, wow, everything is fake in Dark Souls 2. Maybe this is all painting. Maybe it's paintings all the way down like turtles. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, she calls it a false prophet because it's false. She would know out of anybody that it was Aldia's doing. And unlike some who might hate the fact that the biggest plot thread in Dark Souls 2 is like, hey guys, it's all fake, might be a bad thing, I'm not sure if it is a bad thing. Kind of like it. Especially in a meta narrative sense that this is all kind of fake too. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to have everybody here. I'm gonna switch crowns. Alright. So, next stream we'll go talk to Vendrick because I know he's got extra dialogue for our second crown. Or I think he does anyway. He might not. But thanks everybody for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.